Pat Landrum, Molly Conrad with you until 2 o'clock. Very busy Wednesday, as we always have on tap for you. Brian Edwards, Vegas Insider at 10:45. The voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, who'll be heading south to Tallahassee. Chris Stewart will join us at 11. David Smoke, one of the hosts of one of the top shows in the state of Texas, 365 Sports, that originates out of Waco. He will join the program, and we'll talk to him about the Baylor Bears hosting Auburn on Friday night, and Trey Wallace from Outkick in the 12 o'clock hour. But we do have some time if you would like to give us a ring at 1-800-239-WJOX. The Courtesy GMC text line is open at 205-834-9450. But we start the show today. Today is an anniversary. Conrad, are you aware of today's anniversary?
I'm not, actually.
You're not?
I am not.
You never remember.
What is today the anniversary?
I mean, this does not have anything technically to do with Alabama unless something happens Saturday. But this is more a Florida State anniversary.
Oh, I thought it was like Tua's birthday or something.
I thought you would know that off the top of your head.
No, sorry, I don't.
Why would you not know?
Is this the infamous crab legs?
No, it is not, but that is a very good guess.
Okay.
Would you like to take another guess? Molly, you got a guess?
I actually don't.
Okay, go ahead. You got another one?
No, I was going to go further than 1 year. I was going to say something significant that Burt Reynolds did.
Oh, was it the guy that made the bet about the...
You better believe it.
Oh, the dog poop
Yes.
bet.
1 year ago today, a Florida State fan said that he would eat dog blank if FSU lost to Boston College. FSU lost 28-13, and no dog blank was eaten.
Man, what a day.
Cursed the Noles to a 2-0 season.
That is not a challenge that I will be undertaking. I apologize.
You know, it is interesting because if
A lot
you
of people go dog poop.
Yeah.
Or poop in general.
But basically, he said, this was the exact tweet, by the way. It says, if Florida State loses to BC this weekend, I will eat dog blank out of a red Solo cup with a spoon and post a video of me doing it.
See, if you forced me to do it, I would go rabbit pellets. They would be.
I did not anticipate you saying that.
I think it would be easier. Just imagine Cocoa Puffs or
Are they
maybe larger Dippin' Dots.
Are they smaller than like dough pellets? Like from a baby dough?
Yeah, they're smaller.
'Cause those are kind of small too. Okay.
So, see, we like to inform and entertain on this program.
I wonder how he's doing.
It's very interesting.
Not well. He's a liar, obviously.
It's not doing.
Well, if you go and you look at his social media account, it was deleted.
Yeah.
And then he's come back earlier this year, but he hasn't posted a lot. But
Yeah, Conrad, the used toothbrush, somebody else's toothbrush, that was one thing. But Paige would never kiss you again. She might divorce you.
Yeah, I would divorce myself if I did something like that. I would just say this: at least when I commit to doing something, I do it. Even if I fail, I do it. Now, you will never hear me commit to eating dog crap, but
out of a red Solo cup with a spoon.
No.
Specific. That was very specific on his part too. It's just bizarre, but no, I'm good.
So you don't want to proclaim some type of, if Alabama loses to Florida State, I will do the following on this program today?
I thought you already did that.
I am there. I'm going to buy Dave a drink.
Oh.
No, I thought it was
I thought we came up with
more.
another. Oh, no, that was a Vanderbilt bet.
Yeah, it was. I think if Alabama lost to Vanderbilt again, I could never wear the Tua jersey again or something, or I had to burn the Tua jersey.
Let's just do something simple, and it would be at no cost to you. I'll go buy a costume store or something like that. You wear war paint.
Oh, if Alabama loses to Florida State?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll wear war paint on Tuesday because I won't be here on Monday because I'm
Sweet.
scared of facing defeat.
So Tuesday you will wear war paint on your face.
Yeah, if you get some. Yeah, if Alabama loses, yep.
And Molly gets to apply it.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love doing makeup.
Sounds good. Oh, Lord.
I knew that would be your wheelhouse.
Really need Alabama to pull out a win. This is just a straight up win, right? Not covering. You just have to win the game. And I'm good.
Yes.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping for the red Solo cup challenge, but
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
Please
good.
don't do that.
No, I'm good.
What do we put surströmming in a red Solo cup?
I would take that over the...
Well, we could order it
Dog
now and it'll be here
feces.
by Christmas. So
Well, we also learned, what was botulism? Gotta watch out for that.
Botulism, that'll get you.
Yeah. Gotta be careful about what you eat.
He's worried about botulism, but he puts a total stranger's toothbrush in his mouth and,
Well, I'm not
and
gonna
rubs
get-
it all over his tongue.
I'm not going to get botulism from them. I'll get
No, you could get-
laryngitis or something.
No, that's something that could be developing in your mouth right now. It could have been developing over the past month. Isn't that when you did it about a month ago?
It's been about a month.
Yeah.
How you feel?
I feel great.
Could be festering there.
I feel great.
That dirty, dirty mouth of yours.
Never better.
We are a day closer to the big game on Friday night between Baylor and Auburn. All media will pretty much stop over the course of the next couple of days as they are putting the finishing touches on the game plan for the Baylor Bears. So it's going to be interesting talking to David Smoke from 365 Sports coming up in the 12 o'clock hour just to see how the town of Waco is taking this because, they ended the season last year on an extremely high note. There's a lot of confidence. You remember we talked to David Smoke last year about this time, and he was talking about all the pressure on Dave Aranda of trying to get that program turned around. And it didn't look very good at the very beginning, but then back into the season, they were one of the best teams in the country. They were very hot. You heard Hugh Freeze talking about that earlier this week. One of the better teams in the second half of the season in all of college football. So it'll be interesting to hear David Smoke's take on this team and the kind of pressure Dave Aranda's under right now.
Yeah, and I know that there's a lot of confidence because of the momentum you mentioned and how they ended the last season. But now, look, even week to week, it's tough with momentum. But with so many different faces and names on that roster, I don't know how much you can really hit your wagon to. But the fans certainly feeling confident. You got a home game on a Friday night. It's kind of your spotlight, your stage to be on. They're going to be fired up. And Hugh Freeze and Auburn, they got to go in and take care of business.
And you're going to hear this a lot about the game and when you talk about the offense. Sawyer Robinson for Baylor, I did not realize this till I was reading some of the game notes from Baylor, that last year he finished fourth in the Big 12 in passing, okay? He averaged 256 yards, 28 touchdowns, and interceptions. Coming back this year, he has the highest returning QBR of any quarterback in the nation. Of any returning quarterback, the highest QBR. So, not saying that they got an offensive line that can stop Falk, not saying that they have a passing game that can break out through the Auburn secondary, but at least Sawyer Robinson, I think if he is given time, he can make this game pretty interesting because his numbers, and with him being the top quarterback QBR-wise coming back in college football, I don't think a lot of people realize that because Arch Manning is going to get all the publicity because he's a Manning. But the fact that Sawyer Robinson has those numbers, that's something you need to pay attention to.
No, he's a really good quarterback in this day and age. And I think when we talk to Steve Russ about it, now with offenses and how they're designed, you're going to give up plays. You're going to give up yards. You just got to limit those opportunities, and especially when they're in the red zone, you got to be able to diagnose it. I think pressure, that's going to be a key for Auburn. How do they dial up that pressure? How many times are they going to be dropping guys in the secondary? How much cushion are they going to be giving the wide receivers? But from what we've heard in the offseason, especially fall camp, about Auburn's secondary going up against those receivers and Sawyer Robertson, that will be a good first test. Well, we'll know pretty soon about this Auburn defense and are they legit?
Yeah, and one thing's for sure. I mean, Baylor has, based on their schedule, not only you're playing Auburn to start the season, you got a pretty tough Big 12 schedule, but they play 11 Power 4 programs this year on their schedule. 11 of their 12 are Power 4 programs. There's only 2 schools in America that's doing it, and they're one of them. TCU is the other one, and both of them come out of the Big 12 conference. So that says a lot. Now, they might end up losing the majority of those Power 4 games, but at least going into the season, you got to take your hats off to them and TCU, especially for their scheduling and the way that the Big 12 apparently is going to obviously play out this year.
It's a fun first matchup. The expectations on both sides and the new additions and just kind of see where those programs are. And especially for Hugh Freeze and Auburn, going on the road, if you can get that early season hostile environment road win, man, I can't put enough emphasis on how important this game is, in my opinion, for Auburn's season.
No, there's no doubt about it. And you look at some of the other numbers, and once again, we'll talk to someone in Waco that will give us a little bit more details about what to worry about if you're a Baylor fan. But last year, their secondary was extremely porous. And if Jackson Arnold can get hot in one of the best wide receiver rooms in America and can get open, it can be a long night in Waco.
Yeah, and the criticism, if you want to call it that, of Hugh Freeze wanting to see Jackson Arnold in the pocket, and we don't know situationally what that looked like in practice, But if Jackson Arnold is able to extend, get outside of the pocket, and create with the wide receiver talent and the speed that you have there, if it is a continuation of a poor secondary, or you're picking on some guys we already know that their nickel, Randa said earlier in the week in his press conference, was not going to be available. I think it was one of their nickel backs. It was one of their starting defensive backs. Then guys like Cam Coleman and others can get open. Eric Singleton, is he going to be available? That's a question. I think a lot of Auburn fans know, and I don't know. Are we going to know that by game time?
Obviously it's not a conference game, so you're not going to get an availability report. So we'll have to wait and see about that. So should be a fun one coming up on Friday night as we get your Labor Day weekend started. And, of course, you can hear the Auburn game right here on the Jocks family of networks. And, Molly, our Twitter poll question of the day has to do with Auburn fans heading out to the Southwest.
Yeah, let's say you're headed out to Waco for the Baylor game. What would be the number one thing to do on your bucket list? Fishing on the Brazos, Magnolia Market, the Woolly Mammoth Monument, or the Dr. Pepper Museum?
I got a feeling, and I haven't looked at it in a couple hours, I got a feeling Dr. Pepper is winning.
Oh,
Am I right?
is. Yes, about 42%. We have a tie for second, though. So both the Fishing on the Brazos and Magnolia Market are at 22%.
Okay.
And then you have the Woolly Mammoth Monument at about 14%.
You know, I was reading the woolly mammoth. They believe that it was like 65,000 years ago, something like that. Old. I don't know how you come up with 65,000 years, but
Checks out to when they've lived, right?
yeah.
Something like that.
What are the differences, Conrad, between the
They
woolly
have-
mammoth and the elephant?
Pachyderm
Pachyderm.
The hair, right?
and the tusks.
Yeah, aren't the tusks longer and sharper?
Yeah, maybe the ears.
Yeah, I guess it was just a thing with tusks back then because you had the saber-toothed tiger, which I was always a fan of as a kid. Disappointed to find out those didn't exist when I grew up. But, yeah, something like that. Watch Ice Age. I'm sure they tell you.
So which one would you do if you're in Waco?
Oh, Dr. Pepper.
That's
Big
what I
fan
would
of
go for.
Big fan of Dr. Pepper. I'm disappointed. I've been to Waco before. I didn't know that was they had a museum for it, so I missed out on my opportunity to go.
Yeah, I think where Landrum wanted to go.
I would go off the grid. I would just ask somebody in town, hey, where is it?
It's 13 miles, I think, northeast of Waco,
Okay.
where you wanted to go.
Just where is it? Lock it in my coordinates. I just want to go back.
Okay. See, I've only been like on the campus of Baylor. I haven't been in the surrounding areas, so I guess that's why I missed it.
And where is Mikasita?
Oh,
I want to go there after my visit to the place that Pat's referencing.
Show me the booth. I know you have the booth. I want to sit in it.
Yeah, I'm going to sit in it.
In that booth.
And that, yeah, the Scott Drew booth. You have to sit in it.
Yep. I bet they don't have chicken feathers.
No, not like the ones we ate
Definitely
yesterday.
not.
well, the Alabama heat and humidity can be brutal, but don't let it affect your home and family. Keep them comfortable with an affordable Train cooling system. They've been recognized as America's most trusted brand for 11 consecutive years, and they're the official cooling partner here at Jock. So go and find a comfort specialist near you at train.com.
Well, one of the first official picks, like it's in the newspaper, has been made between Alabama and Florida State. We will share with you next what the prediction is, and did Alabama cover that prediction? That's next on Three Man Front. 10:17 on Jocks. This is Three Man Front. At 10:45, we'll talk to Vegas insider Brian Edwards, get his thoughts, his winners for this upcoming week one in college football. Speaking of winners, Abide Roofing is ready to help you out today with a free, no-pressure roof inspection. You take advantage of this really great weather that we've got right now. Many of us are calling it faux fall because it feels so good outside, and probably about a week from now, we'll have thunderstorms and hot weather again. That's exactly what's going to happen. So you need to call Abide Roofing, Travis Lloyd and that fantastic local roofing team. They're ready to help you today, whether it's Trussville, Vestavia, Homewood, Gardendale. You know, we've had these really bad storms over the course of the last few weeks in summer, so you just don't know what kind of damage you have on top of your roof. So that's why Travis and the team is ready to come to your house, get on your roof, free, no pressure roof inspection, and they're going to tell you what's going on, whether it's just a couple loose shingles. If it's more than that, more destructive work is happening to your roof because of the weather and the wind and the rain, then they can take care of all that. They're going to deal with your insurance company. That's exactly what they did with me. So call them at Abide Roofing, 205-941-6223, or go to their website, abideroof.com. That's ABIDE roof.com. We have our first publication that has officially put points down and given us a prediction for Saturday's game between Florida State and Alabama. The Tuscaloosa News, this morning's edition, they have posted an Alabama 31-17 win against Florida State. So if you're keeping score at home, kids, Alabama would cover based on the Tuscaloosa News and their prediction, 31-17.
31-17. We've heard that score this week. 38-17, 31-17.
You said 38-17?
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Haven't heard a whole lot of Alabama fans, and there might be out there, and we might hear from them in the next 3 days, and we hope we do, but predicting an Alabama blowout.
I also don't know if I've heard a single FSU fan say that they think they're going to win. Even Dave yesterday, I mean, he conceded, I think Alabama's going to win. He's just pulling for the cover.
Less of a sample size, but I have not either.
No.
I mean, we heard Ira tell us yesterday that
they just need to go and look like a competent
Florida
team.
State fans would be happy if they played hard for 4 quarters. I'd like to see that from all 136 FBS teams this season, but we won't get it.
Hey, what do you hear as a kid, right? Just go have fun. Just go have fun for 60 minutes. Go have fun.
Fun.
That's all FSU wants. Just have fun.
Football is not fun anymore.
So
It's a business.
Does that solidify your score prediction for the game?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to change it. So I'll stick with that. I feel good. I feel good about that.
38-17.
Yep. 21-point win.
Tuscaloosa News going 31-17.
What's the score at halftime? Is it 21-10?
Oh, let me see if we
See,
can
I think at halftime, I think it'd be a little more interesting. Like that sounds 17-10, something like that at halftime.
Gus comes out, scores a quick touchdown.
Yeah, I've already said I think Alabama's down 7-0 early.
Alabama answers. Mm-hmm. Then whoever's kicking field goals for Florida State, field goal, and then garbage touchdown at the end for Florida State.
Alabama is a 7-point favorite in the first half.
Okay.
There you go.
I like 17-10 for the first half. That sounds like a good number.
25.5 is the point total for the first half. You like the over or under?
25.5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go over that.
What would be the
17-10
biggest?
would be 27.
What do you predict, Conrad, would be the biggest criticism at Alabama at halftime? Not throwing to Ryan Williams enough.
I know what it's going to be.
No, it's probably going to be they let Thomas Castellanos run around a little bit too much. And that would be Pat disagrees with that. I'm interested to see what he says. My thing with Alabama is this was a problem they had last year. Like, go to the Oklahoma game. It didn't feel like they ever really made adjustments to what Oklahoma was doing. It's just, they just have a good game plan and we can't really adjust to it. So that would be my thing for Alabama is if Florida State and Gus have their way early on, are they able to correct that at halftime? What do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be what DeBoer's wearing.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I agree.
Are we all in agreement? Hoodie, the athletic,
yeah, absolutely,
athletic wear hoodie.
I don't know. It's going to be pretty warm. 2:30 in Tallahassee.
You think you just get T-shirt?
No, I think he goes. What about? Does he potentially go? Yeah, long sleeve, cool gear.
With not a hoodie?
Scripted A, no hoodie, like performance gear.
Oh,
T-shirt,
you mean just
untucked.
like kind of what I have,
Untucked,
like one
kind
of
of
these?
wear,
Yeah.
Wears a little bit,
I can see that.
not too snug.
It won't have a collar. I can guarantee you that. He wore a collar during his press conference the other day. Hopefully that was enough for people.
Yeah.
No, if he ever wears a collar on the sideline and they lose, he will never hear the end of it.
Meanwhile, Auburn is a half-point favorite in the first half.
Oh, I was like, man, that line's moved again.
Wow, yeah.
No.
Okay, half point in the first half.
27.5 is the point total in the first half.
14-13. Take the under.
And your Nebraska, that line has come down. It was a touchdown yesterday. Now it's down to 6.5. And Nebraska is a 3.5-point favorite in the first half.
Man, there's so much momentum right now on that campus in Cincinnati with the announcement.
Nah, I don't care. I'm still
Well, you
taking
don't care about the
Huskers.
announcement?
No, I
I thought
do.
you cried when the announcement came through.
Oh, I was very happy for them, but I don't care about Cincinnati.
Oh.
I'm taking Nebraska.
They're going to tandem skydive onto the 50 before the
Speaking of Cincinnati, I saw this clip earlier. I thought it was interesting because I'd forgotten that Butch Jones was the head coach at Cincinnati when Travis Kelce was the tight end there. And he'd had a little bit in his press conference yesterday. Oh, yeah, me and Travis, we were talking the other day, and apparently Travis Kelce was dropping hints to Butch Jones that he was about to get engaged, and Butch didn't pick up on it. So
let me guess,
thought that
Butch
was
Jones
kinda
has been
funny.
criticized for underutilizing Travis Kelce when his time at Cincinnati.
I would say that he probably was underutilized in hindsight.
They all were, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Brock Bowers should have used him more. How could you have used that guy more?
Butch Jones,
Oh,
Bald
Butch,
Brock Bowers now.
champion of life.
brick by brick.
Yes, sir.
The trash can on the sideline, man. Nothing like
Is he still at Arkansas State?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Red Wolves. Let's go.
They won 8 games last year. They're on the up and up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He used to go get water for Coach Saban.
You think he spit out?
No. But so did Derek Dooley, who's now running for the Senate in the state of Georgia.
So now that we've got that look behind the curtain with the Arch Manning story, is it like Daddy wants some water, and then Butch goes and runs down the hallway to fetch him?
Daddy gets what he wants.
Yeah, Daddy gets what he wants.
Is Daddy thirsty?
You think Daddy's thirsty?
You think Daddy's thirsty?
Daddy's thirsty.
Well, you know what? Daddy's always thirsty.
I
Got a
just
cup of
love
water
to
right
think
here.
that he talks about himself in the third person and refers to himself as Daddy now.
Well, there's some good news. You're just talking about the Champions of Life at the University of Tennessee. Josh Heupel got extended yesterday, a 1-year contract extension. His contract will now go through 2030. Heupel got a 2-year extension and got his raise bumped from $5 million to $9 million back in January 2023. But since he made the college football playoff, Tennessee has now extended him another year. But I was reading through his contract, and I found it pretty interesting because he did not get a raise on this extension. But did you see the caveat
I might have missed the caveat. I just saw he wasn't getting a raise.
about the airplane?
I missed the caveat about the airplane.
Yep. Here's the caveat. In his old contract, he could use the University of Tennessee private plane for 5 occupied legs or 15 occupied hours of flight time. I guess if him and his family wanted to fly to Destin.
So per year, you get 15 hours of
Whatever.
airtime. Yeah.
In this new deal, everything's doubled.
Nice.
So now he and his guests or family can have up to 10 occupied legs or 30 occupied hours of flight time, whichever comes first. The previous was a max of 5.
I know Kim Mulkey, LSU's women's basketball coach, she had that in there, but I seems like it was like unlimited for her.
See, I just want to know, how does that compare to, because we've had some like Jackson Dart had one. I think Marcel Reed has one this year, the private jet sponsorships. Mm-hmm. I just wonder how that compares because it'd be funny, in a scenario like late in the season. It's like, man, I ran out of time on my private jet. Hey, that quarterback at Texas A&M, you think you can give me a lift somewhere? It'd just be funny to think that the players could have more access to something like that than a head coach of a program.
Well, if I'm making $8 million a year, I'm probably not going to want to fly commercial.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with who I am or people recognizing me. If I'm Josh Heupel, it's the convenience of going to a tarmac, walking onto a plane, and usually not dealing with any of that other nonsense that we get in airports today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to pay for it, but that'd be nice.
And on top of that, if the plane's not available, then they will, obviously, if you want to charter another plane.
They'll cover that.
Or private, depending on they'll take care of that too. So it was a nice little caveat in the old Josh Heupel.
Coach, how many wet bars did you need in this plane?
Good for Heupel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get a raise, but gets some more fringe benefits.
Well, that's good though. Revenue stream, it's tight right now, so we just give him more hours on the plane that we already have. We're going to pay it in jet fuel, but we'll go to our boys at whatchamacallit, Pilot, to fill up the jet with the jet fuel.
I thought this was interesting. I don't know if y'all saw any of this last night either, but it felt like once this news came out, I started to see people criticizing Josh Heupel, maybe more than I have in the past, and people raising questions of, okay, well, I mean, have we seen, I guess, the ceiling of what he can accomplish at Tennessee? Like, is making the playoff as good as it gets? And they brought up the fact that, a lot of his guys that have gone to the NFL have been busts, to be fair. So I just thought it was interesting because I feel like a lot of people are very positive about Heupel and what he's been able to do with that program. And now he gets a contract extension, even though it's only a year. And I started to see people kind of coming out of the woodworks questioning, well, is this really going to be good enough for Tennessee in a couple years.
I would, if it's Tennessee fans saying that, I would remind them that there's a coach in Baton Rouge and a coach in Oxford, Mississippi, that have still not gotten to a college football playoff.
Also, we were just talking about Butch Jones.
Yes, and Derek Dooley.
And Derek Dooley, yes. I just thought that was fascinating. I'm like, oh, okay.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yep.
And he'll probably get a pass this year because of the Nico situation.
The breakup.
He will. Mm-hmm. But again, that was another thing I saw people bring up of this guy was supposed to be incredible and didn't show a lot of progress, I guess, in his time at Tennessee. But
that was a swing and miss.
Yeah. Yep. But that happens.
Golston Tree Service at 205-337-4443. They are ready to help you. They're your trusted local experts in fast, affordable, professional tree removal, trimming, and cleanup, licensed, insured, ready to handle any job, big or small. Call Golston today, 205-337-4443. Golston also offers that very important 24-hour emergency tree service. So when it comes to your trees, don't risk it. Call Golston today, 205-337-4443. More three-man front as we roll along on this Wednesday. 15 minutes from now, we'll talk to Brian Edwards from Vegas Insider, MajorWager.com. 10:33, welcome back. This is Jock's three-man front. Pat Landrum, Molly Conrad. Had a great time last night. Molly and I were in attendance at the Coach Safely Foundation fundraiser. A lot of fun. Paul Feinbaum. Senator Tommy Tuberville was there. Tommy went down memory road. Molly, it was pretty funny listening to Paul give Coach Tuberville a hard time about Jetgate and the Pine Box.
I'm going to be serious. I was laughing the entire time the two of them were up there together.
No, it was great.
It was great to watch.
It was fantastic. It was a wonderful setting at Vestavia Country Club. Raised a lot of money for CoachSafely.org. Bill Clark, former UAB head coach, of course, the podcast you can hear right here on Jocks. He is the president of Coach Safely, and it was great seeing a lot of great people there last night, putting their support and obviously the financial support as well for the organization, and having Paul and Coach Tuberville. It was a lot of fun. Now maybe Coach Tuberville maybe kind of had different rememberings of some things that happened.
That happens as time goes on.
Yeah, it does. Kind of repackage some things, that potentially happened and didn't happen. But it was a great time. Just kind of Paul took the gloves off, as you would anticipate.
Any hints at the gubernatorial?
Well, I mean, Paul has offered his services in his cabinet. I don't know if Tuberville will take him up on it. Because I will say this, Senator Tuberville, he was not putting the cart before the horse. Like, Paul kept saying, well, you're going to be governor. And he's like, still got an election to go through now.
Yep.
So.
All that mudslinging.
Yep.
Oh, Paul would be great in his cabinet.
I don't know what he would do, though.
Yeah, I don't know either, but Paul's a sharp fella.
He could be the media handler if he needed some help with that, right?
I think Tuberville does pretty good with that.
Yeah, he does.
Would you want Paul for PR? Just to put out a statement?
I think you're wasting his talents there.
From the desk of the governor, but I think it would be highly entertaining if Paul had the pen and he's writing that stuff.
We're just like, hey, Paul, I kind of need, take some heat off my back. Throw a hot take out there.
He did say this last night, and I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I've ever heard him say this. Not that this is breaking news. I mean, there's like 400 people there last night, so it's not like I'm saying something out of school. But he said, as we were talking about Jetgate and everything that happened, he said that Bobby Petrino was one of the best coaches that he had ever worked with. Just said he was incredible. Just the offensive mind and just him. And, of course, Paul immediately, started taking some shots at the infamous motorcycle ride and things that took place in Arkansas for Bobby Petrino. But he did. I'd never heard Coach Tuberville say that about Bobby Petrino. But he was.
I've never heard a coach, because I was friends with somebody who was on his staff with the Falcons and later at another stop, and he said, no, his football mind's great. He just sucks with people.
Yeah, that would sum it up when it comes to Bobby
and
Petrino.
that was a nice way to describe what the guy told me.
Yeah, if you remember when he was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, he just left.
He left. There were sticky notes.
Yeah, put notes in the locker. Said, I'm out. Kudos. See ya.
That's how King Griffey Jr. retired.
It's different.
Yeah.
It was a little different, wasn't it?
A little bit different than Bobby Petrino.
Let's not put those two names together. I've got a lot of respect for King
I'm sorry,
Griffey Jr.
Griffey.
as a man.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I never heard him say that before, especially when you're telling a story about what happened with Auburn sending Board of Trustees members and the president.
Oh, but that was what, 2003?
And it was a week before the Iron Bowl.
Think about all the crud that has happened between then and now with not only Tommy's coaching career, but the political realm. That's all fun and games now.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah, I mean, he brought that up too. He was talking about, man, so I'm dealing with Nancy Pelosi on a daily basis. Being back at the SEC, that's
his Dana Holgerson.
Yeah. Oh man, how much do you think Tub wins by? Think as much as he beat Doug Jones into the ground?
I don't remember what that percentage was, but I think that Tubbs gets 65%.
65. I think he beat Doug Jones like maybe 68. Was it 68 to 32, something like that?
It was just funny because we had a handful of people last week texting in like, I was going to vote for Tuberville, but now that they're claiming all these national championships, I can't vote for the guy anymore.
Oh, hey, do you remember? Did you see what he was doing with his hand last night on stage?
No.
Oh, he was wearing his ring.
Oh.
I'm sure he was.
Oh yeah, he says he's been wearing it a lot more lately.
You don't say.
After he has become I had a joke written because I was the MC at the beginning of it. I had a joke written that I was said, depending on how long the night goes, Coach Tuberville might get another national championship before we walk out of here. But I decided not to.
Oh, that would have been
You
so
should've.
good.
I know. I kept it in the fairway. Landrum would have been proud.
You're too professional, Pat.
Yeah. You could have just said, hey, Coach, by the way, I don't know if you got this on your phone, but Auburn just claimed another one.
That would have been good. All right, we are going to run to our next break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to our good friend Brian Edwards. We're going to give him plenty of time to give us some winners. Conrad needs winners this weekend. He's trying to buy Paige something nice for the Labor Day weekend, so he needs a couple winners. Hopefully, Brian will give us that next on Three Man Front. Week 0 is in the books. We are straight ahead looking forward to week 1, Labor Day weekend. Games galore will be the final weekend that the college football world will absolutely have center stage because the NFL will be in action the following week, which will be technically week 2 of college football. And joining us now on the Higginbotham Hotline is our good friend from MajorWager.com, Vegas Insider. Brian Edwards joins us here on the program. I hope you made a lot of money this weekend in week 0, Brian.
Made a decent chunk. I was basically a wash Saturday night. I won pretty good on Iowa State, and I ended up taking Fresno plus 14, which I lost, but I ended up making a live bet on Hawaii, and I enjoyed watching that.
That was fun.
Quarterback.
Yeah, that was fun.
Alejandro or Hando. I forget. Alejandro or Hando. He was good.
Nobody's going to correct you. How much did you enjoy your former coach of the Florida Gators, Dan Mullen, and that stellar performance by his UNLV running Rebs?
So whenever the line became available for me, which I don't think was until Friday afternoon, because I think I told y'all that, I lean UNLV, and it was like 26.5, 27, like midweek. It was 30.5 whenever I saw it, so I didn't bet it. But what I did like is I like to see that, although it's not Todd Grantham, in fact, it's Zach Garnett, Leach's former DC that was briefly the head coach at Mississippi State as his DC. But I like seeing that. I think overs are going to be a thing with UNLV. And so Monday morning, I jumped on UNLV at Sam Houston. And by the way, their game last week with Western Kentucky in week 0 went over 61.5 as they lost 41-24 for 65 combined. So I jumped on it at 60.5. And this is a Friday night game, by the way, but short week, but it doesn't matter because they both played Saturday. Well, UNLV does have to travel, but anyhow, it's up to 60. And that's why I took it, because I figured it would go higher, and it did. But I like, 63 is a key number on a total, being a multiple of 7. As long as it's 63 or fewer on Friday night, I like UNLV and Sam Houston to go over.
Okay, good stuff. All right, let's look at another game. How about South Carolina? How are you feeling on South Carolina this season? Because we've talked to people, Brian, just to give you a little background, and people are either hot on South Carolina, thinking, all right, we might get a replication of a 9-3, maybe a 10-2. We have heard from people we respect; they're predicting 5-7. How are you reading the Gamecocks?
I'm more in the 7-5-ish, but it's more just they had 5 studs drafted in the first 4 rounds off of their defense, and so I'm just thinking they're not going to be as salty defensively. But Monday they got the great news they were waiting on, and that's that Utah State transfer running back Rasul Faison is eligible. And this guy, if you've never watched him play, this guy's an absolute stud. I saw him. I had a live bet on an Iowa-Utah State game that was the opener a couple of years ago, and that was his debut at Utah State from JUCO. And I had an Iowa live or halftime bet that I was rooting for, and this guy was driving me nuts because he kept making big runs, and I ended up winning it, but he scared the heck out of me and made a big impression on me. So they've got a guy who's not going to be that much of a drop-off from Rocket Sanders. So anyway, that was good news for them. Again, I'm more in the 7-5 camp, but I'm way down on Virginia Tech. And look, if you have a money line parlay or a teaser working this weekend, which I really don't, but if you do, I think South Carolina should be your last leg of it. They're 7.5 or 8 right now, and basically you'd be getting them, 1.5 or 2 or whatever number you get. But anyhow, I'm going to buy the half, or I've already bought the half point from 7.5 to 7. Now I got to have it at 7, and if your number's 8 and it's like minus 140 to buy it to 7, pass on that. But if you can get 7 at minus 125 price, I like South Carolina. But I'm not in the bullish camp for them this year. I just think Virginia Tech's not going to be very good.
All right, let's talk about Indiana. And, of course, their head coach made news over the offseason because he took shots at the SEC and their scheduling. And in his scheduling wisdom, they play Old Dominion to start out the season. I'm looking at the first half line, which is Indiana, which is right under 2 touchdowns at minus 13.5 versus Old Dominion. Do you like that there? Is that too rich?
So I like a minus 13.5 in the first half. A lot of people expect regression from Indiana. I'm not one of them, and the schedule is cake once again. And I've also bet them over 8.5 wins at a little bit of plus money. They have a bunch of studs back, and Fernando Mendoza might be as good as Curtis Rourke. He might be better. They got their 2 stud receivers back, Elijah Surratt, 957 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns last year. He's on most preseason All-American teams. They've got like 4 guys that are. Aiden Fisher, their middle linebacker, D'Angelo Pons, one of the best cover corners in the country. And excuse me. And they also got a stud Notre Dame transfer O-lineman in Pat Coogan. And they're going to be really good again. And, so I like them minus 13.5 in the first half. I'm not against them minus 23.5 for the game, but I think the smaller number, when you don't have to worry about scrubs being in late, I think that's the better bet, but I'm down for either one of them.
I'd like to circle back to a game that you gave us a few weeks ago that you had your eye on, and it's a matchup of the MAC and the Big Ten. You got Buffalo taking on PJ Fleck and Minnesota. It's in Minnesota, but you like the Bulls in this one. Explain why.
Yeah, so Buffalo went 9-4 last year, 5-game winning streak to end the season. They won 7 games by double digits last year. But what I like is this specific matchup because we know that PJ Fleck loves to run the football, and he's got a stud running back in Darius Taylor, and he's also got a redshirt freshman quarterback in Drake Lindsey, who's only thrown 5 passes and making his first career start. So he's going to want to run the ball early and often. And by the way, Drake Lindsey's from Fayetteville, And the Razorbacks did not even offer him a scholarship. They offered him to walk on. So that's why he went to Minnesota. But so the key to the handicap to me is Buffalo's run defense and their front seven. And they've got one of the best linebackers in the country in Red Murdoch, second in the nation in tackles with 156 last year, 17 TFLs, 7 forced fumbles, which led the nation. And he had 4 forced fumbles in 2023. His 11 career forced fumbles are 13th all-time in college football history. Their defensive end, Kobe Stewart, led the MAC in sacks last year. And they've got another linebacker in Deion Crawford, who was third-team All-MAC last season. And he had 15 TFLs. And their 2 D tackles, George Wolo and Cornell Evans, are preseason third-team All-MAC and fourth-team All-MAC, respectively, in Phil Steele's MAC. So, and their D-line ranks 44th in Phil Steele's national unit rankings. Their linebackers, 72. They also have a running back in Al-Jay Henderson, 1,078 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns, 5.3 yards per carry average last year. And Buffalo, since 2017, is a double-digit underdog, 10-5 against the spread with 3 outright wins. I like them. The line's actually gone to 17.5 or maybe even 18 since I was endorsing it at 17 a few weeks ago.
In our remaining minutes, and we'll give you the opportunity towards the very end to kind of roll off some other things that you like, but I wanted to ask you about Auburn and Baylor. Do you have a play in that? Auburn currently a 2.5-point favorite.
Nope, I'm passing, and I saw Eric Singleton still in a non-contact jersey yesterday. That's pretty big. I mean, they're wide receiver. They got great wide receivers. He's probably the second best behind Cam Coleman. And it looks like if he plays, he may not be 100% dealing with a thigh injury. Maybe a Charlie horse. Charlie horses are no good if you need to run. So I'm passing on that. We might get involved live if either team gets a big lead early.
Okay. What about Alabama and FSU? Alabama is still holding on as a 13.5-point favorite.
I'm just rooting for the Tide to deal out a 5-touchdown punt flop. But I'm not laying the points with Alabama. Y'all
Come on, Brian.
The double-digit favorite last year, so I'm not laying the points.
You're a little scared of that. I understand.
Pretty good transfers, but hey, roll Tide. Let's go. 5-touchdown beatdown. Let's go.
All right, so rapid fire. Give us what else you got, because I know so many people's got their pen and paper out writing this down. Some other plays you like this weekend.
So I bought the Cuse, Tennessee from 51.5 to 52 and took the under. I'm also on Miami of Ohio. This is probably one of my smaller plays. Miami of Ohio plus 17.5 at Wisconsin tomorrow. I'm not against Cincinnati, a small opinion, plus if you can get 7 tomorrow against Nebraska at Arrowhead and Kansas City. Season win totals, last call. Vandy over, Florida over, Indiana over, Illinois over, Kentucky under.
So you like Illinois over. Did you just say Illinois over? You like that one?
Yeah. Well, I got it 7.5 minus 135 early in the summer. Now it's 8.5 at most books plus money, but I do think they win 9, but not a big risk on that one. And Buffalo plus 550 to win the MAC, Clemson plus 120 to win the ACC. Commanders over 9.5. We can talk about that next week. The Lions plus 155 win the NFC North. Haynes King 90 to 1 to win the Heisman. Small change.
Wait, time out. I've known you a long time. Would you please repeat what you just told me that you put money down on?
Small change on Haynes King 90 to 1 to win the Heisman.
Georgia Tech's my dark horse to get to the college football playoff. They're not going to do it without Haynes King being in the Heisman conversation, Pat.
Not against Georgia Tech over 7.5 wins either.
Brian is a professional.
I know he is.
I'm saying small risk, I mean, a 90 to 1 bet, you just go into it knowing you're going to lose. But if it has life in November and you got a Georgia game coming up, looming, where you could be a showcase game, and he absolutely shredded the Dogs between the hedges last year. I know business losing that game.
Okay, I stand corrected.
This is the guy who almost hit big on the Commanders last year, Pat.
Listen.
I did hit big, but I almost hit him big to win the Super Bowl.
This is how Brian feeds his family. This isn't a weekend warrior. Oh, I think I'll fire in on the game. He's a pro.
I know he is. Hey, Brian, enjoy week 1. Enjoy the Labor Day weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
See ya. Haynes King for Heisman.
Yes.
I see the bumper sticker in downtown Atlanta as we speak.
In Haynes, we trust.